Have you ever stopped to think about why certain people seem to possess a special strength that makes them stand out, even without making much noise? Well, today I'm going to show you 12 principles based on Stoicism that can elevate you to that same level. Get ready, because these tips will not only change the way you perceive situations, but will also give you a significant advantage in your day-to-day life. If this is your first time here, I'd like to ask you for a favor. Please subscribe to the channel and give this video a like. It helps me a lot in continuing to bring content like this. And before we dive in, I have a challenge for you. Stay with me until the end of the video. I guarantee that among the lessons I'm going to share, one of them could be the game changer you've been needing to take a leap in your life. Ready to dive into these strategies that will transform the way you think and act? Let's go together. Number 1, keep your difficulties to yourself. The first lesson is simple but powerful. Don't go around telling everyone about the problems you're facing. Philosophers like Epictetus and Marcus Aurelius always emphasized that when we overshare our difficulties, we risk appearing weaker or even attracting pitying looks or criticism. Talking too much about what's bothering you might provide momentary relief, but deep down, it often distracts you from the real solution. Moreover, some people might use that information against you or even unintentionally demotivate you with unhelpful advice. The idea here is to channel your energy into solving problems rather than complaining about them. When you keep challenges to yourself, you can think more clearly, analyze the situation calmly, and create more effective solutions. You remain strong internally and avoid letting others' opinions steer you away from what truly matters. Additionally, handling your own obstacles without broadcasting them allows you to develop solid personal confidence. Ultimately, it's not about hiding your struggles out of shame. It's about protecting your mind and staying focused on what you can improve. Number 2, protect your plans and ideas. The second lesson is about keeping your goals and projects under wraps. Yes, that's right. Sharing your plans with everyone might seem like a good idea, but in practice, it poses an unnecessary risk. When you tell others what you intend to do, you may inadvertently open yourself up to criticism, envy, or even unfair competition. Some people, even without malice, might doubt you or discourage you with negative comments. This can affect your motivation and create uncertainties in your path. Stoic philosophers like Seneca remind us of the importance of discretion. Working quietly gives you the freedom to change direction if necessary, without the weight of external expectations. You gain time and space to mature your ideas, test new strategies, and move forward with more confidence. Moreover, keeping your plans private creates a certain positive mystery. People tend to respect those who don't reveal everything right away, and when the results come, they speak for themselves, much louder than any premature promises. So, trust in your process. Guard your ideas like a treasure until they become reality. This way, you reduce external pressure and increase your chances of success. Number 3, don't brag about your achievements. The third key is directly related to humility. Avoid boasting about your victories. In Stoicism, we learn that true happiness comes from the personal satisfaction of having overcome our own challenges, not from public recognition. Of course, it's tempting to share your accomplishments with others, especially when you've worked so hard for them. But when you do that, you expose yourself to negative feelings from those around you, such as envy or judgment. Sometimes even close friends might feel uncomfortable, even if unintentionally. Seneca and Marcus Aurelius always taught that we should seek inner growth, one that doesn't depend on anyone's approval. When you learn to value your victories in silence, you keep your mind focused on what truly matters, continuing to advance. Additionally, not broadcasting your achievements frees you from unnecessary comparisons. You don't need to prove anything to anyone except yourself. This attitude gives you the freedom to go at your own pace and maintain focus on your personal goals without distractions or external pressures. Always remember, what truly matters is who you become during the journey, not the applause you receive along the way. External recognition might come, but the real reward lies in personal growth and the peace of knowing you're doing your best, day in and day out. Final reflection. So far, we've begun to build a solid foundation for you to adopt a firmer and more strategic approach to life. Keeping your difficulties to yourself, protecting your projects, and avoiding bragging about your accomplishments are just the first steps on this path of practical wisdom. Stoicism isn't about closing yourself off from the world or isolating yourself. It's about consciously choosing what deserves to be shared and what's better kept to yourself. This philosophy values inner strength, mental clarity, and focused action. When you act this way, you naturally become someone more respected and admired, not for empty words, but for the consistency of your actions. Your actions will speak much louder than any speech. And remember, each small choice creates a positive domino effect in your life. You become more in control of your destiny, more centered in your decisions, and less influenced by the noise of the outside world. If you liked these first 3 Stoic keys, don't miss the upcoming points I'll be sharing throughout the video. There's so much good stuff coming, and I guarantee each lesson has the power to elevate you to the next level, both in your personal and professional life. Leave a comment with the phrase wisdom in practice, so I know you're with me on this journey. Now take a deep breath, keep your mind open, and let's continue together to the next strategies. Number 4, the power of thoughtful silence. The 4th lesson, inspired by Stoic teachings, speaks about the power of silence used wisely. Knowing when to be quiet is an incredibly useful skill in almost every situation in daily life. When you choose to speak less and listen more, you gain a clear advantage, as you can more easily perceive what's happening around you and understand the people you're dealing with. Maintaining silence strategically is not just about avoiding unnecessary conflicts and arguments. It also gives you the opportunity to think calmly before acting or responding. This extra time for reflection helps you analyze each situation more thoroughly and recognize intentions that might go unnoticed if you spoke too much. Avoiding excessive talking also prevents you from revealing your plans or ideas prematurely, which can protect you from those who, out of jealousy or self-interest, might try to hinder your progress. Moreover, when you truly pay attention to the words and actions of others, you pick up on important details such as facial expressions, changes in tone, or even subtext. These subtle cues help you understand what the other person is really thinking or feeling, even if they don't say it directly. This heightened perception significantly aids in making more accurate decisions and resolving problems more effectively. Wise Stoics like Seneca and Epictetus often emphasize that silence helps maintain mental tranquility and avoid impulsive responses that we might later regret. Practicing silence as a tool prepares you to respond calmly and with balance, without being swayed by fleeting emotions like anger or anxiety. As a result, you not only enhance your ability to negotiate or resolve conflicts, but also act with greater clarity and confidence in any situation. It's important to remember that silence doesn't mean withdrawing from conversation or isolating yourself from the world. On the contrary, using silence consciously is a wise way to gain more control over yourself and the environment around you. When you master this practice, you are seen as someone confident, who knows how to listen and speaks only when it is truly necessary. Number 5, avoiding gossip about others. The 5th Stoic lesson revolves around a behavior that often goes unnoticed but has a significant impact: refraining from commenting on the lives of others. When we spend our time and energy talking about others, whether overly praising them, criticizing, or spreading gossip, we divert our focus from what truly matters: our own personal growth and the changes we can make in our own lives. Prominent figures in Stoic philosophy, such as Marcus Aurelius and Seneca, always argued that our attention should be directed toward our development, not the mistakes or successes of others. Being overly concerned with the lives of others brings no real benefits. On the contrary, it distracts us from our goals and creates an environment filled with negativity and misunderstandings, both within ourselves and around us. By choosing not to engage in conversations that involve gossip or judgment of others, you preserve your mental energy and maintain your inner peace. This habit also allows you to invest your time in actions that genuinely make a difference in your life, such as learning something new, honing your skills, or reflecting on how to improve as a person. It's worth noting that by avoiding this type of behavior, you are not only protecting yourself but also creating a healthier environment for those around you. Relationships become lighter, more sincere, and based on mutual respect. After all, we are all in a state of constant evolution, and focusing too much on the flaws or choices of others only distances us from our own path. Therefore, whenever you feel the urge to comment on someone else's life, pause and ask yourself, will this help me become a better person? If the answer is no, choose silence and keep your focus on what you can truly control: your own actions, thoughts, and attitudes. Number 6, not boasting about your good deeds. The 6th Stoic key addresses something that may seem simple at first, but carries a profound lesson: not bragging about the good deeds you do. Philosophers like Seneca and Epictetus taught that true goodness comes from acting rightly without expecting recognition or praise. When we do something good with the expectation of applause, we lose the essence of the good action, as it becomes motivated by vanity rather than a genuine desire to help. If you feel the need to announce every time you help someone, there's a risk that people will see you as merely seeking praise or approval. In Stoic thought, virtue does not need an audience. True merit lies in practicing good deeds discreetly and silently, allowing your actions to speak for themselves. Keeping good deeds private not only protects the purity of your intentions, but also avoids uncomfortable situations, such as comparisons, or even stirring feelings of envy in others. When we help with a true heart, without expecting anything in return, we experience a much more genuine and profound internal satisfaction. This joy comes from simply knowing that we did the right thing, without needing validation from others. Additionally, when we act without needing to publicize our actions, we cultivate humility. We start to value the real impact of what we do, rather than worrying about the image we want to project. This way of acting reinforces the idea that true rewards do not come from outside, but from the internal feeling of being on the right track. So, whenever you do something positive, remember, there's no need to sound trumpets. Trust that your good deeds have value in and of themselves, and let the results speak louder than any words. In doing so, you maintain your integrity and strengthen your practice of living according to sincere and lasting values. Number 7. Silent dreams nourish our desires. The 7th lesson we learn from the Stoics is to keep our dreams to ourselves. According to them, talking too much about what we want to achieve can end up draining the strength of those desires. When we frequently share our goals and aspirations, we open ourselves up to criticism, judgment, and comments that may lead us to doubt ourselves. This can sap our energy and dampen our enthusiasm. By keeping your projects secret, you shield them from opinions that often hinder rather than help. This caution allows you to dedicate your full attention to what really matters, working diligently to achieve what you desire, without getting sidetracked by external distractions or discouragement from negative people. It's like protecting a small flame from the wind so that it doesn't extinguish before its time. Another important point is to avoid the pitfall of self-congratulation too early. When we talk too much about our plans, we can feel a false sense of accomplishment, as if merely announcing our dreams is a significant enough step. But it isn't. The true advancement lies in silence and constant dedication. By keeping your intentions to yourself, you maintain focus and unwavering motivation until you see your efforts materialize. Always remember, your dreams gain strength when you work towards them, away from judgmental eyes. There's no need to announce every step you take. Instead, let your achievements speak for you. Move forward with calmness, maintain your determination, and believe that, in due time, your results will naturally emerge. This attitude brings peace, prevents frustration, and helps keep your confidence alive throughout the journey. Number 8. Create a personal refuge for moments of silence. The 8th key of Stoic philosophy is to seek moments of solitude. For ancient sages, being alone was not a void, but a valuable opportunity to look within and better understand one's emotions and thoughts. Creating a quiet corner, whether it's a space in your home, a bench in the park, or even a reserved time in your day, allows you to step away from the chaos of the world and reconnect with your own essence. It is in these moments of retreat that we can see more clearly what we feel and why we make certain decisions. The hustle and bustle of daily life often prevent us from hearing our own inner voice, as we are constantly surrounded by demands, noise, and the expectations of others. Being alone helps organize our thoughts and better understand our desires and limits. Moreover, these moments of tranquility reduce the stress and anxiety caused by excessive interaction and social pressure. Setting aside time for yourself serves as a necessary pause to recharge, calm your mind, and strengthen your spirit. It's important to remember that being alone doesn't mean feeling lonely. In fact, it's an act of self-care. It's during these moments that we can think more clearly, reassess our paths, and prepare to face challenges with greater balance and serenity. Make it a habit to seek your own refuge, even if just for a few minutes each day. You'll notice how much it impacts your disposition, mental clarity, and inner peace. Number 9. Practice silent listening. The 9th lesson from the Stoics emphasizes the importance of truly listening in silence. This means paying attention to what someone else is saying without thinking about your response while they speak, and certainly without interrupting. Listening sincerely and without haste not only improves your understanding, but also strengthens your relationships, demonstrating genuine respect and empathy for the person on the other side of the conversation. When you listen calmly, you notice details that often go unnoticed. Changes in tone of voice, expressions of feeling, subtle nuances that convey much more than words alone. This helps you better understand the emotions and perspectives of the other person, enabling you to respond in a wiser and more considerate manner. Additionally, attentive listening creates an environment of respect and trust. People feel valued when they sense that you truly care about what they are saying. This enhances not only friendships and family relationships, but also professional interactions. Knowing how to listen prevents misunderstandings, facilitates conflict resolution, and demonstrates emotional maturity. Never underestimate the power of listening in silence. This skill can transform your communication style and foster much deeper connections with those around you. Listen with an open heart and without the rush to respond. Often, it is in silence that true understanding is born. Number 10. Cultivate a long-term vision. The 10th and final lesson from the Stoics is to look to the future with patience and strategic vision. Stoic philosophers consistently taught that the best accomplishments in life do not happen overnight. They are the result of continuous effort, careful choices, and a keen focus on what truly matters in the long run. Having this vision means not being swayed by the temptations of quick rewards, which are often fleeting and empty. Instead, strive to build a solid foundation for your future by investing your time and energy in projects and decisions that will yield lasting results. Philosophers like Seneca and Epictetus often highlighted that patience is a fundamental virtue. They understood that true success requires persistence, discipline, and time. Adopting a long-term mindset helps you stay focused on your goals and prevents you from getting sidetracked by shortcuts that ultimately lead to frustration. Think of success like planting a tree. At first, you see only a small sprout, but with daily care, water, and patience, it grows strong enough to provide shade and fruit for many years. Your goals are similar. They require consistent attention and time to flourish. So, always keep your long-term goals in mind. Ask yourself daily, is what I'm doing today taking me where I want to be tomorrow? This daily reflection keeps you on the right path and equips you to navigate obstacles with greater firmness and clarity. Remember, haste robs depth from achievements. Choose to plant now to reap good fruits in the future. Number 11, act with wisdom. Having common sense in your actions is a central idea in Stoicism. This teaching guides us to make choices based on logic and calm analysis, rather than being swept away by strong emotions in the moment. What does this mean in practice? Before making any important decision, it's essential to keep a cool head and think clearly without letting fleeting feelings interfere with your reasoning. It's quite common, especially under pressure, to be driven by nervousness, fear, or even excessive excitement. However, when we act this way, we risk making hasty decisions that may not be the best in the long run. Stoicism encourages us to take a pause, breathe deeply, and calmly analyze. Does this choice make sense for what I truly want to achieve in life? Consider the possible consequences, both good and bad. Ask yourself if you're making this choice because it makes sense or simply out of impulse. Prudence, one of the virtues most valued by Stoics, means just that. Being careful and thinking before acting. It's about looking ahead and trying to foresee how that decision might impact your life and those around you. With this mindset, you not only avoid unnecessary mistakes, but also maintain mental tranquility, even in the most challenging situations. This practice creates a space between what you feel and what you do, allowing you to choose the most balanced action. In other words, you become more in control of yourself, guiding your life with awareness rather than being swept along by emotional highs and lows. Putting this wisdom into practice tends to make your choices more accurate and productive. You gain greater control over your reactions, improve the quality of your daily decisions, and pave the way for a more stable and fulfilling life. After all, living with common sense and clarity of thought is essential for anyone seeking to grow and face life's challenges with courage and efficiency. Number 12, complete acceptance. Complete acceptance, also known as radical acceptance, is one of the cornerstones of Stoicism. It teaches us to embrace everything beyond our control with serenity and to invest our energy only in what we can actually change. Adopting this mindset is crucial for achieving true peace and a more balanced mind. In our daily lives, we are constantly surprised by events that do not depend on us. From unexpected actions of others to external situations like changes at work, financial problems, or even health issues. If we keep fighting against things we cannot control, we end up creating even more stress and suffering for ourselves. Instead of wasting energy rebelling against what is out of your hands, Stoicism offers a healthier alternative, fully accepting reality as it is presented to us. This does not mean passively resigning or giving up the fight for improvements, but rather seeing things clearly without allowing negative feelings like anger, frustration, or fear to dominate our actions. The secret lies in separating what is within our control from what is not. For instance, we have no power over others' opinions, but we can control how we respond to them. We cannot avoid unforeseen events, but we can choose how we will face them. When we adopt this perspective, we reduce anxiety and create space for more mature and sensible responses. Accepting what does not depend on you is a way to free yourself from many anxieties. With this attitude, you are not stuck in endless lamentations or complaints. On the contrary, you focus your attention on what can be transformed, whether by improving your attitudes, strengthening your mind, or taking care of your daily actions. It's important to understand that this acceptance is not weakness, but a great strength. It provides clarity and steadiness to handle life's ups and downs more lightly. Instead of wasting energy on what we cannot change, we dedicate our efforts to what truly matters and is within our grasp. These two attitudes, acting with wisdom and practicing complete acceptance, serve as compasses for those seeking to live better. They help navigate difficult moments with more calmness and make decisions that truly make sense for your life. Over time, you will notice that this way of thinking brings more balance and contentment, even in the face of challenges. And remember, Stoicism offers many other practical teachings that can transform your perspective on the world. If you enjoyed this content, be sure to subscribe to the channel, activate notifications, share this video with friends and family who could benefit from these ideas, and leave your comment below. Don't miss the upcoming videos where we will continue to delve into the secrets of Stoicism and how to apply them in everyday life to build a wiser and more serene life. See you soon.